Okay, Bailey, go ahead. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation by District 4 Director Jeremy Diller. We ask that you remain standing for the posting of colors presented today by the Fort Sam Houston Memorial Services Detachment Color Guard. Then we'll have the national anthem sung by BEC employee Leslie Ureta, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
I think this is on. Well, let's pray. God, Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, thank you for allowing us to live in a place of freedom, a nation and a state founded upon your principles, a home of the free because of the brave. Thank you for those that provided for us and made those sacrifices and have gone before us. Thank you for giving us the privilege to serve the members of our community. I pray that you would give us a spirit of wisdom and revelation to understand how to navigate what is ahead of us for this coming year, and grant us a spirit of grace and humility. I pray also for our BEC employees and their families for this coming year. I pray your protection over them and that you would bless the work of their hands. I also pray for those among us that are going through various trials and struggles, and Lord, you know who those people are. May your presence be near them as they walk through these trials and give them endurance to persevere. I pray for the leaders of our nation and the great state of Texas. Go before us today, O God. I pray all this in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
On the guard. Hold. Forward. Horns. Lay out. Phase. Freeze then. Horns.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? In the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Forward. Horn. Close. right, face, shoulder, horn. All word, horn.
Good morning. My name is Don Richards. I am a General Counsel for Bandera Electric and want to welcome you to this 76th annual meeting. This is a cooperative. It's a favored entity under Texas law because it is owned by its customers, different than many other types of corporation. The bylaws of the cooperative require that there be a minimum of 150 people be present to create by proxy or by mail-in ballot or in person, create a quorum, and I've been advised that there is a quorum present based on our bylaws. Now, this time I will call the meeting to order. Welcome to this meeting. Each one of you should have a program. It has a lot of excellent information in it that you should take with you about your cooperative, and including the directors, the business report, financial report that you'll be hearing about today. This time I'm going to call on the president of the board, Mr. Michael Edwards, who represents District 8, the Bernie West District. Mr. President.
Thank you, Don. I would like the Board of Directors to please stand and face the audience as I introduce you. From District 1, Jerry Word, representing Pipe Creek. From District 2, Lee Kniper, representing Bandera and west side of Medina Lake. District 3, Rob Sandridge, Southwest Bandera, Tarpley, and Southeast Turtle Creek. From District 4, Jeremy Diller, Bernie East and Welfare. District 5, Jerry Pierce, Utopia, Vanderpool, Medina, and Turtle Creek. From District 6, Dick Ernst, Leakey, and Concan. From District 7, Jack Wilson, Lake Hills area. And from District 9, Kurt Solis, representing Comfort, Stone Lee, and Welfare West. Kurt could not be here today. Thank you, gentlemen. I will now read the notice of the meeting and proof of mailing. I, Michael Edwards, being first duly sworn on oath, depose and say that I am the president of the board of Bandera Electric Cooperative Incorporated, and acting on behalf of the Secretary-Treasurer of the cooperative, that on April 29, 2015, a notice of the annual meeting of the members of the cooperative to be held on May 16, 2015, was mailed to each member of the cooperative. By depositing each notice with the United States Postal Service, and that the above and foregoing is a true and correct copy of the said notice of said meeting. The next order of business is the reading of the minutes of the annual meeting held on May 10, 2014. Since copies of these minutes were distributed to members during registration, I would entertain a motion to dispense of the reading of the minutes if the membership so wishes. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second. All in favor, please show by raise of hand. Thank you. Motion carries. I will now call upon Bill Hetherington to present his general manager's report.
Thank you, Michael. Good morning. I appreciate everybody making the commitment to come out in the rain and make it here. The annual meeting is a very important meeting, important event for Bandera Electric Cooperative. It gives our members a chance to exercise their democratic right to vote, to review financial information, but more importantly, a chance for them to engage in conversations with BEC staff and management and the directors about the direction of the cooperative. We accomplished some rather noteworthy achievements in 2014, including the launch of a very successful energy program that we call time-based usage. This is part of our Selectricity Energy Suite, and I'm pleased to report that over 1,100 members now are enjoying lower energy costs under this plan. The average savings is about 9%, and I would encourage you, those of you who aren't on the plan, to look into it because it's a good effort to keep your costs down. We also recently launched a prepay program, which allows members to pay for energy in advance, eliminating the need for deposits, eliminates late fees, eliminates delinquency fees. And later this year, we will be initiating some technology-based initiatives involving LED lighting and smart thermostats. All of these in an effort to help improve energy efficiency, to help reduce energy costs, and save our members money. All of these energy efficient programs we have collectively called the Selectricity Energy Suite. So you'll be hearing more about that as in 2015 as well. In March of this year, we were notified that Bandera Electric Cooperative was the recipient of the 2014 SDS Pinnacle Award. This award recognizes organizations that provide exemplary customer service. Out of 800 U.S. companies competing, Bandera was one of only 8 nationwide to receive this prestigious award. Our efforts in reducing operating costs and improving efficiency have also provided benefits to our members. In 2014, our net margins reached more than $4.8 million, and your board of directors elected to return $1.8 million back to you in the form of capital credits. On July 1st of this year, the cost of electric energy will go down by 7%. Most of this reduction has to do with the reduced costs of fuel, primarily natural gas. But we are very happy about this because as the summer season hits, that's when we all use more energy. So we're very happy about that. Last month, we formally launched Operation Roundup. I hope that you've had a chance to visit the Operation Roundup booth because it's really an important charity. We formed a Bandera Electric Charitable Trust Foundation. This foundation helps friends and neighbors in our communities that are in need and is strictly funded by our members' willingness to have their electric bill rounded up to the next whole dollar. This is a voluntary program, and for a few cents a month, you can have a positive impact on your community. I'd like to introduce Ken Findley. Ken is the president of the Operation Roundup Board, and he's here with us today. He's also affiliated with the Bandera Bank, so we thank Ken being here. While in almost every aspect, last year, 2014, was a spectacular year for Bandera Electric Cooperative, I believe that 2015 will be even better. As our industry and technologies continues to change, we are staying vigilant and adaptable and continuing to evaluate technologies that will help our members in their quality of life. It is how we at Bandera Electric Cooperative are preparing for tomorrow. Thank you. I'd like to call on Michael Edwards to talk about the annual report.
Thank you. I would like to call your attention to the annual report, which is included in today's program. An earlier copy was mailed to each member in the May edition of the Texas Co-op Power magazine. This report contains the management and financial reports for 2014. If there are questions regarding the 2014 annual report or any other questions, we will address them after the adjournment of the meeting today. I'll now turn it over to Don.
One of the most important things you do at an annual meeting is you're conducting the business affairs of the cooperative. This is a member-owned cooperative, and so one of the things we do is we elect the board of directors. Bandera Electric has the affairs that are managed by a board of 9 directors, each one representing 9 districts. On the back of your program, you'll see a listing of the directors and a map showing those 9 districts. Each year, the board is elected on staggered terms, so each year, 3 board members are elected for a 3-year term to fill the vacancies caused by the expiration of the incumbent's term of office. This year, the members will be electing the directors for Districts 4, Districts 5, and District 6. The bylaws permit director candidates to be nominated by petition, and then we also have a nominating committee, so there's 2 different ways to seek election to the board. If agreed to by the incumbent directors are placed into nomination by the nominating committee, along with any members nominated by petition. This year, we had no petitions submitted. Therefore, the incumbent directors shall become the official candidates pursuant to your bylaws. The following individuals are placed in the nomination as the official candidates. For District 4, Jeremy Diller. For District 5, Jerry Pierce. For District 6, Richard D. Ernest. A ballot committee consisting of Mike Medina, Curtis Kosub, Johnny Boyle was appointed for the purposes of tabulating all the ballots, the mail-in ballots received by the deadline of 5 p.m. yesterday, and to act in the capacity at this meeting for the walk-in balloting. The final tabulation of votes included all mail-in ballots in addition to those members that are registered for today's meeting. I will now read the ballot committee's report that was just turned in a minute ago regarding the final tally of votes for each candidate. There were a total of 163 ballots received by mail. We received 3 valid proxies. The total number of members in attendance today is 328. After tabulation of the ballots, the following nominees received the following votes. Jeremy Diller received 528 votes. Jerry Pierce, 517 votes. Dick Ernest was 525 votes. This time I would entertain a motion to approve the ballot committee's report just turned in. Do I have a motion? I see a motion. Do I have a second? I see several out there. Motion and second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, please say aye. Any opposition to that? Okay, and if I would, I'd like then, these are the directors that were elected. Can we confirm their election by acclamation? If I would, I have a motion and second for that. Do I have a motion? We'll finalize the directors. I see a motion. Do I have a second? Several seconds. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much. We'll declare these candidates duly elected. If we would, let's give the applause to our newly elected directors. The unique thing about directors of a cooperative is that they have to be members of the cooperative just like you. So they serve without salary. They're not employees. And so they come forward and dedicate a lot of time to do this job. So your cooperative board of directors has to be a member just like you, unlike perhaps an investor-owned utility. And when you pay money to this cooperative, the profits are returned to you, as you saw the report regarding capital credits. Now, we've not been made aware of any unfinished business, and therefore, or any new business, given notice of that. So this time, this concludes the business meeting. Therefore, do I have a motion to adjourn the business meeting? Motion, do I have a second? Several seconds. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you very much. Motion carries. I'll turn back over to Michael for questions.
If you have any questions or comments, we can address them at this time. Please raise your hand and we'll have a BEC representative come to you with a microphone so you can be heard.
I saw a very brief mention on Fox News that the Texas grid, they were considering hardening the Texas grid against an EMP attack. I would like to know, if you can put it in layman's terms, what do you have to do to harden our electric grid? And is there anything in the works to accomplish that?
The question was about strengthening our grid against an EMP attack. EMP refers to electromagnetic pulse. An electromagnetic pulse is similar to the energy that's released from the sun. It is a very large electromagnetic field. It is also associated with atomic weapons, I believe, as well. It is very difficult, as you can imagine, to actually harden an electric system against electromagnetic fields, because in essence, the energy that's used to produce power and to brings electricity to you is in fact electromagnetic energy. So the way you accomplish that primarily is through layers of redundancy and various reliability on the transmission grid. So to answer your question specifically, what that means is there are alternative transmission lines. In other words, if an electromagnetic pulse occurs in one area, the way you harden the grid is by having a redundant source or a separate path to can provide the continuity. But as you can imagine, it's a very difficult proposition. It's very difficult to protect a system against electromagnetic pulse. There's a question back here. Back here, Kathy, there's one back here.
My question is, does Bandera Electric have a commitment and an associated strategy for night sky friendly outdoor lighting, not only for street lighting, but also for member incentives?
The question was about night skies, and our strategy on that is we are getting ready to release a new program on LED. Okay, LED lighting is not only more energy efficient, but that the light that it produces is more focused downward. So it does help on the uplight, what they call uplight glare. It does reduce that. So that is our strategy to address uplighting issues on dark skies.
One more piece with that. So all of these new developments that go in, will they be in the street lighting? Will that have that in it?
Her question is on the new developments going in, will they have these types of street lighting? And yes, that is true. In fact, later this year, we will be approaching the city of Bandera, the city of Bernie as well, to try to work with the cities to encourage conversion of street lighting to an LED lighting. It will help them save money, and it's much more energy efficient, and it produces a very good amount of light. Thanks for the question. There's another question.
Hi, I'm Chuck Cicchini. I'm a fairly new member since August, and I've come from the East Coast. And I'd like to just make one comment that I thought, since I've been a member, BEC has just done an outstanding job in responding to my personal needs as well as the needs of the community up in the RMR region, River Mountain Ranch area. But I do have two questions. And the first one is looking on your website and having discussions with the staff members handling bill issues. I had questions about what incentives or discounts are there for veterans and for people over 65 who have issues in meeting their bill requirements. And then I got another question after that.
Okay. I would certainly like to address that question. The question was about veterans benefits. We don't, at this time, have any special discount on veterans. It's certainly something we can consider. As well, we do have a variety of programs and can put you in contact with agencies that can help supplement your power bill. And there's several of those agencies in other various communities. So we can certainly connect you with those types of agencies for assistance.
Thank you for that. And the second question I have is deals with emergency response. The issue here is, what do you have in place to handle man-made or natural disasters? Do you have an emergency manager in your organization? Do you have an emergency operations plan of any kind? And is it available for the membership to read and to understand how to integrate in their personal or organizational plans as far as power goes?
Yes, we do have an emergency operation plan. Not only that, we operate in connection with Bandera County Emergency Management as well. We have a good relationship with all of our local government agencies in charge of emergency response. So it is a very coordinated effort that we have. We are also required by the Texas Public Utility Commission to file that report every year. So members do have access to that. And we certainly, I don't know if it's on our website, but it certainly should be available to you to look at it. It's not on the website? We'll get it on the website. That's a good point. Thank you.
I've been a member here since 2003, and I'm an engineer by background. I've been in the energy field, primarily working for HVAC companies as an engineer with them too, and that sort of thing. And I know in the residential realm that heating and cooling costs are a primary driver of your total electric bill that you get. And I've been doing everything I can to try to reduce my electric bill. House approximately, I would say probably about average electric bill for me or us is about $200 a month. And so I'm doing everything I can on it. I've been real interested in the electricity program that you have, and time-based, and I've also been interested in alternative energies, your PV panels I see back there that you're advertising. And one of the things I became real interested in was this on the time-based usage is that it's starting to be advertised now with companies like Tesla, with the home batteries programs. I've got a good friend who lives in California where they have actually, a lot of areas over there, they have time-based rates as a standard. You know, you have no choice. And so he does things like use the electric dryer in the middle of the night, you know, and that sort of thing when it's off peak. And so with this battery, I see it as a good thing. I know you're an energy provider. You don't have the power plants. You're buying them from other people too. And in looking at the numbers on your program as you have it right now, is that basically in the summertime, your off peak is about 76% of normal rate, of standard rate. And I heard you say at the beginning of your program that there was about an average savings of 9% if people do it right. If you don't do anything about it, then it'll probably be more. It just depends on, it forces some responsibility on yourself. I guess what I'm getting at about this is that I was wanting to talk to some people individually more about this, about the home batteries, because I'm seeing this as something that if you could do this, and I know for Tesla, they're just a standard unit, I believe, which is a 7 kWh storage unit, is like $4,500 for one of those. That's not including installation, which has to be done by a certified electrician. And I was just working up numbers myself. I said, I'd need 2 of these, you know, to do this, to really offset and store it up, you know, during your off-peak time, which in the summertime was like 11 hours in the economy rates, and be able to discharge it, you know, completely separate myself from the peak hours, which is like 2 to 6, you know, and be totally off the battery and that sort of thing, where I'd really, you know, and they have programs there too in California where the utilities get involved, which primarily is like PG&E, or actually subsidizing or actually leasing photovoltaics, battery systems, and that sort of thing to their customers and saving energy. Because I know the main thing is that you want to have like an even load as much as you can and not build another power plant. So anyway, I just want to know if, and I just don't see that aggressive savings like I think of them, because basically the energy usage part of my bill is 59%. So over 40% of my bill is distribution charges, all your other charges you have on there too, which is not going to be impacted by the time-based rates. So.
Right. Okay, so there's a lot of question, I guess, a lot in that discussion. I think first off, to understand, as far as our time-based usage, we offer that as an alternative, and we like choice. As opposed to California, where they've mandated those types of programs, we believe it should be your decision whether you want to have a flat standard rate or if you want to participate in time-based usage. The time-based usage rates themselves were designed to be neutral. That being said, if you don't change your electric usage, your bill would be the same. However, if you took action upon yourself to change some of your usage patterns, you would have savings. And so that's how that's structured. Moving on to the battery discussion. That battery discussion, Tesla just released it here within the last, I think it was April 30th, news on that. So I would caution on that. It's still a very new type of technology. In California, also it's a little bit different. The energy prices in California are more than double the prices here in Texas, okay? So when you enter a state where your average residential rate is 28 cents a kilowatt hour, that changes the dynamics of a whole lot of different things. We're fortunate here in Texas that, you know, our energy bill costs will be below 5 cents next year, starting on July 1st. Okay, when I started in this industry in 1978, energy prices were about 5 cents in the Midwest. So what I'm suggesting is the Texas market, although it has its problems, works really well. We have plenty of energy and it's very cost effective. There's a good diversity of mix. We have the most wind energy of any state in the country, and our prices are below most states in the United States. So I think from the energy development and generation side, that's a good thing. Certainly there are new renewable technologies. We're considering renewables. As you see, we have, you know, for our members who want to have photovoltaics or energy storage, we certainly want to encourage that. I think I would be cautious, though, as far as the actual business case or am I going to save money? Because the amount of money you're going to have to pay, it'll be a long time before you will recover that amount in a short, when your energy rates are so low. Certainly, there are some people we can talk to. I mean, as far as we have one of our engineers here, Tyler, he'd be happy down here in the front row if you want to talk with him after the meeting about the specifics. He's the guy to talk to, good engineer. So, Tyler, stand up. Stand up, Tyler. There he is. There he is. Okay, so I hope I've addressed some of those questions and comments. Yeah.
I've only been a member for about 20 years, so I don't have much to say. But every once in a while, I try to use this 800 number, and it's the biggest nuisance I've ever run into. To begin with, I said they try to run you around the barn before you can find a barn. Number two, when you get them on the phone, they don't hardly know what to say. And number three, they never give you a verification of a number, and it's really upsetting. Of course, the worst problem is that when old people call, they expect to get things through. I try to get my bill paid as soon as I know there's a bill. And I think Clara Jo can tell you that. She puts up with me regularly. But if you could do something about it to help it, I believe it would. Thank you very much.
I appreciate your comments. We're working on improving the interactive voice response system. However, that being said, those systems are always rather problematic. But we have our IT staff working on trying to improve that. We do have some limitations as far as the phone lines coming in, but we've just recently launched a new PBX, which will hopefully improve your ability to get through to the IVR to allow you to pay your bill.
I don't have a question. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the Bandera Electric Co-op for today, for the meeting that you're having, and I want to thank all the employees that have put this together. I know the time and energy that it takes to put something like this on, so as a member, I would like to thank each and every one of you for what you have done for the meeting today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have one more question.
Hi, my name is Leonard Melcher. I've been a member for about 7 years now. We looked at your time-based energy usage chart, and we tried to do that, but when you start approaching retirement age of nearly 70, it's really difficult to change your sleep habits to stay up at midnight to turn your washing machine on. Would y'all guys consider maybe looking at that time basis and say maybe moving it, the preferred rate back to about 10, and then that way I think you would probably get more people sign up for it because it's more in keeping with your proper sleeping habits. That's all I've got to say.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. We will look into that. I will say that the time basing is done that way specifically because of the way electricity is priced in the wholesale market. So we're trying to actually follow kind of that pricing. So it may not be very easy to actually do that. But we'll look into seeing what we can do to adjust that. I don't see any other questions. So I think we can move on to door prizes. Yay! Okay, thank you very much.